understanding threat to you, a human, and an organism, can help you contextualize and understand pain in ways that can ultimately help you feel better, move more, be less hindered by pain, and also make good adjustments to pain, right? So pain is complicated. You've heard me say this many, many times now, I'm sure, if you've paid attention at all. But it essentially boils down to threats to you, perceived threats to you that you are consciously thinking about, but also your body subconsciously managing like things that are potentially threatening to your health and to your safety, ultimately to your survival, right? So pain is a protective mechanism basically to help keep us safe, and it's perception of threat, right? So if you're somebody that is capable of, let's say, squatting 315 pounds, but like you try to squat 350 without the capacity to actually squat 350, your body can't handle that, right? That 350 is more of a threat to your system than what you can actually handle, right? So that's what either causes us to just fail it or to do something that would cause us to strain and potentially get hurt, right? So the more activity we do, the more we are putting like threat to the system, us, especially when we can't handle it, right? This is the power of developing capacity, the power of becoming more athletic, the power of becoming stronger, more capable, the power of building up tolerance and capacity over time, is that a threat to you that used to be, threatening no longer becomes that way. And this is often the same general premise of like exposure therapy and things like that in the psychological realm, because essentially it's the same principle. If our perception of the threat is lowered, we can handle it. It's less stressful to us. We can handle it better, right? So we'll choose one more analogy to just talk it through, and then hopefully this helps you out. But if you're capable of running for like a half a mile, but you try to run a mile and a half, right? You try to go that much further. Even if you were potentially like capable of doing it, but if you believe like I can only go a half a mile, you're going to shut yourself down before you actually continue to try to get to that mile and a half, right? You have an internal governor that is your mind saying, I can't do this. I got to shut it down, right? And this is what we see over and over again with like, you see it in athletes all the time. When their mind basically says, nope, got to shut it down, whether it's true or not, that happens, right? Whether they actually needed to or not, that's what happens. And the reason that I like that analogy as well is not to say that, oh, you just got to push through everything. It's an understanding that it's cognitive, it's emotional, and physical. And when we can start to build up psychological resilience and emotional resilience and physical resilience, that's when good things happen. Doesn't mean you can't just do whatever the heck you want. You have to make adjustments. You have to be realistic about what you're trying to pursue and your expectations. But understanding that we're managing threat to us as a human, we're perceived or real threat. And both of those are kind of, if it's perceived, it's kind of real, because that's just how humans work. But, is your boss being an a-hole to you a real threat, or is it like something that you have to manage? It's just something you have to manage. It sucks, and it contributes to stress because you think all these things like you might lose your job or XYZ might happen, right? Over time, that stress on the system tends to wear us down, right? And so that's the power of understanding threats to the system and understand ultimately how you can physically, mentally, and emotionally learn to manage threat to hopefully help you feel better and be more capable. That's all I got for today. Peace.